Welcome to part 4 of our series, exploring sexual energy, semen retention, celibacy, and Brahmacharya. In today's episode, we continue our journey to understanding the transformative power of sexual energy and its potential to lead us towards bliss and spiritual enlightenment. The following is presented to you in the form of an audiobook. Sex serves as a natural access point, and Brahmacharya, the path of celibacy, can only be pursued through this very opening. By comprehending this, we eliminate the need for denial or suppression, as all that is required is deep understanding. Every aspect of existence is there to help us gain this understanding. Sex, in its essence, serves no greater purpose than dissipation. It provides a release of tension and a momentary unburdening. However, there is a distinction to be made between relaxation and feeling dissipated. Relaxation signifies a state where energy is within us, and we are at rest. On the other hand, feeling dissipated implies that our energy has been expended, leaving us drained and weary. We become depleted, and though we may perceive it as relaxation, it is in fact a dissipation of energy. The root of sex lies in the first chakra, the Muladhara, also known as the sex center. It represents the physical body's sex urge. As seekers, our first task is to understand this fundamental idea. Another possibility for this chakra is Brahmacharya, celibacy, which can be attained through meditation. Sex represents the inherent potential, while Brahmacharya is the transformation of that potential. The more the mind becomes fixated and preoccupied with sexual desire, the more challenging it becomes to realize the full potential of Brahmacharya. Herein lies the opportunity provided by nature. We can live within the framework that nature has given us and continue dissipating our sexual energy, but true spiritual growth cannot commence until we transform this situation. The danger that arises during this transformation is the tendency to fight against our natural sexual center. So, what is the real danger on the path of a seeker? The first hurdle is that if an individual simply indulges in the natural order of things, they cannot rise to their ultimate potential. On the other hand, if they choose suppression as a strategy, it becomes an obstacle to meditation. Suppression does not lead to transformation. What is the answer, then, if suppression is an obstacle? The answer lies in understanding. Through deep comprehension, inner transformation takes place, and this is not without reason. All the elements of nature within us are blind and unconscious. Transformation begins when we become aware of these elements. Awareness is the alchemy through which transformation occurs. By becoming aware of our inner states, we can gradually transform them. However, it is not an easy task, for we are dealing with long-established habits. But if we make the effort, we redirect the energy in a different way. We become like a circle, where energy does not dissipate, but rather returns to its source. This inward flow of energy represents the strength of the divine. To truly transform and transcend this pattern, we must turn inward. We need to redirect our focus from external causes to the source within ourselves. When anger arises, we must explore its source within us. When sexual desire emerges, we must delve into its root within us. By doing so, we break the cycle of seeking outside ourselves and start the process of true transformation. By tracing our thoughts and emotions back to their source, by meditating on the inner energy that gives rise to them, we can bring about a profound shift in our consciousness. This shift allows us to reclaim our true selves, where the energy of sex is transformed and returned to its source. Through this process, much of our sex obsession begins to fade away. If we are men who have denied our inner woman, we will find ourselves overly attracted to external women as a substitute, leading to a perversion of our true nature. Likewise, if we are women who have denied our inner man, the masculine energy will take control, and our thoughts and actions will become heavily sexualized. It is crucial to recognize that the abundance of sexual fantasies stems from the denial of our inner other. It becomes a compensation for what we have suppressed. Paradoxically, the more we become obsessed with the opposite sex, the more fear and suppression we experience. The more we deny our inner selves, the more our thoughts and behaviors become fixated on sex. In the realm of yoga, there is a concept known as Sahasradal Kamal, symbolized by the 1,000-petaled lotus located at the 7th chakra. This 7th chakra represents the ultimate pinnacle of consciousness, the Everest of our awareness. On the other hand, the first chakra, Muladhara, represents the center of our sexuality and is the most unconscious aspect of our being. It symbolizes the primal forces within us that drive our desires and instincts. Thus, we find ourselves in the midst of these two extremes. the unconsciousness of our sexual center, and the heightened consciousness represented by the Sahasrara chakra. By practicing mindfulness and alertness, we bridge the gap between these two extremes. We navigate the path from unconsciousness to consciousness, gradually expanding our awareness and integrating our primal energies with higher states of being. The center of sex holds significant influence over our lives, often operating at the core of our actions and experiences. Even if it may appear distant or unrelated, many aspects of our existence revolve around this center. Take, for example, our pursuit of wealth and accumulation of resources. While it may not seem directly connected to sex, there exists an underlying relationship. The more wealth and power we acquire, the more possibilities open up for sexual experiences. Sometimes, we may become so absorbed in our pursuits that we forget the original purpose behind them. Means become ends in themselves, and the pursuit of power or wealth becomes disconnected from its deeper motivations. Yet, upon closer examination, we discover that every quest for power ultimately serves the underlying drive for sex. As we progress on the path of consciousness, a fascinating transformation unfolds. The more we expand our awareness, the further we move away from the dominance of sex in our lives. It is not a rejection or denial of our sexuality, but a shifting of our energy towards higher states of consciousness. Imagine this beautiful imagery. As our energy shifts and aligns with the seventh chakra, known as Sahasrara, a remarkable phenomenon occurs. It is likened to the unfolding of a 1,000-petaled flower, radiating with an infinite number of delicate petals. This flowering symbolizes the blossoming of our consciousness, reaching new heights of awareness and transcendence. When we are alert and fully present in the moment, significant things happen. The energy that was previously consumed by indulging in or suppressing our desires is redirected towards our state of alertness. Instead of being dissipated, this energy becomes fuel for our heightened awareness. We become more attuned to the subtle nuances of our inner and outer experiences. Our perception becomes sharper, and our ability to discern and understand deepens. It is as if our consciousness is ignited with a newfound clarity and vitality. You will be more conscious, and the unconscious will be unable to force you for the first time. Unconsciousness will be unable to manipulate you for the first time. And once you have this sensation of liberation, that the unconscious cannot manipulate you, without any fight, struggle, or conflict, your consciousness has become stronger. The unconscious is a vast ocean that must be reclaimed inch by inch. However, when you recapture land, the ocean diminishes. And for the first time, you become conscious of your immortality. For the first time, you are no longer a seed. For the first time, there is no becoming for you. You are a being. If I may use the phrase, you have become a being. There is no sorrow, conflict, or misery in this enlightened condition. You are overjoyed. Inside you are happiness, and outside you are compassion. You've become hypersensitive to everything. That is why you can work in both directions. If you increase your consciousness, you will increase your compassion. If you increase your compassion, you will increase your consciousness.